The Eiffel Tower, Secrets in the Iron Sky. In 1940, Adolf Hitler stood beneath the Eiffel Tower, but never reached its top. Why? Because someone had sabotaged the lifts. The cables were cut, not by enemies, but by the French themselves, a bold act of resistance. If Hitler wanted the view, he'd have to climb all 1,665 steps. He didn't. Cut to black and white footage of German soldiers in Paris, followed by the towering silhouette of the Eiffel Tower, disappearing into the clouds. But that's just one of many secrets this iron giant holds. Did you know that hidden at the very top, just beneath the radio antenna, lies a small, cozy apartment built by Gustave Eiffel himself? He used it to meet scientists, celebrities, and sometimes just to sit and gaze at the stars. For decades, no one but a select few even knew it existed. Welcome to Paris. Welcome to one of the world's most iconic landmarks, a symbol of revolution, romance, and untold secrets. The hidden secrets of the Eiffel Tower. It was the late 1800s. Paris was preparing for something grand, something global. The year was 1889, the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. To celebrate, France planned a grand World's Fair, the Exposition Universelle. It was more than just an exhibition, it was a declaration that France was still the center of art, science, and innovation. Enter Gustave Eiffel, a civil engineer known for his bridge designs. He proposed something radical, a 300-meter iron tower, unlike anything the world had ever seen. Many were outraged. Newspapers were flooded with protests from France's leading artists and intellectuals. They called it a monstrous iron skeleton, an eyesore, even an insult to French beauty. Writer Guy de Maupassant, who despised it, would eat lunch at the tower's restaurant, claiming it was the only place in Paris where he couldn't see it. Despite the criticism, construction began in 1887, and in just over 2 years, with more than 18,000 iron parts and 2.5 million rivets, the Eiffel Tower rose above the Parisian skyline. It was completed just in time for the World's Fair in March 1889. But here's the twist. The tower wasn't meant to be permanent. The original plan was to dismantle it after 20 years. It only survived because it became useful, especially for military communication with its height and later, radio antennae. By the time the public began to appreciate it, the Eiffel Tower had already etched itself into history, rising not just from the ground, but from controversy, defiance, and vision. Imagine building a tower so tall, so bold, that it would dominate the skyline of one of the world's most beautiful cities. Now imagine doing it in the 1880s with no digital designs, no cranes, and no modern tools. That's what Gustave Eiffel and his team accomplished. The Eiffel Tower consists of over 18,000 individual iron components, held together by 2.5 million rivets, each one hammered in by hand. It was a symphony of engineering, precise, efficient, and daring. At 300 meters tall, it became the tallest man-made structure on Earth, surpassing the Washington Monument, and held that record for 41 years until New York's Chrysler Building took the crown. But what made it truly revolutionary was its resistance to wind. Eiffel, with his deep understanding of aerodynamics, designed the structure like a giant open lattice. Wind passed through rather than pushed against it, a concept ahead of its time. Even today, the tower sways slightly up to 7 centimeters in high winds, but never yields. Its weight, surprisingly light, distributed across 4 massive piers and anchored deep into the ground with pressure-bearing foundations. And then there's the magic that begins at night. Every evening, as dusk falls over Paris, the Eiffel Tower bursts into life with 20,000 golden lights, sparkling for 5 minutes at the top of each hour. It's not just a structure, it's a performance. A marvel of metal, math, and imagination, standing tall not just as an icon of Paris, but as a beacon of what humanity can build when it dares to dream. What began as an iron skeleton once loathed by Parisian artists is now one of the most loved monuments on Earth. The Eiffel Tower, or La Tour Eiffel, has become a symbol far greater than its metal beams. To the French, it represents pride and resilience, surviving wars, political turmoil, and harsh criticism. To the world, it stands for romance, where millions have kissed, proposed, or married under its iron arms. It's more than architecture, it's emotion. The Eiffel Tower has appeared in over 1,000 films, from Hollywood classics to global cinema. It has played roles in spy thrillers, romantic tales, and even animated adventures, each time representing elegance, drama, or mystery. It has hosted fashion shoots for the world's top designers, served as a backdrop for protests, and been the stage for daring stunts, from tightrope walks to light shows. And yet, despite its fame, the tower remains accessible, open to the public, loved by locals, embraced by generations who once doubted it. From rejection to reverence, the Eiffel Tower tells a story not just of steel, but of how art, culture, and identity evolve together. Most visitors see the Eiffel Tower as a symbol of love and light. But behind the shimmering lights and souvenir stands lies a history of secrets, espionage, and eccentric tales that most have never heard. Let's start at the top, literally. During World War II, the Eiffel Tower wasn't just a landmark, it was a military outpost. A secret radio antenna was installed near its summit, allowing the French army to intercept enemy transmissions. In fact, it was so valuable that when Hitler occupied Paris, the French cut the lift cables, forcing Nazi soldiers to climb by foot. Hitler never bothered, and never conquered the tower. Cut to archival photos of resistance fighters and military equipment on the tower. But the mysteries don't end with war. Whispers of secret meetings between spies in the tower's elevators, stairwells, and even in service rooms continue to circulate. Was the tower a safe house for coded messages? No proof, but plenty of suspicion. Now let's talk about Gustave Eiffel's hidden apartment. Tucked away near the top of the tower, the small yet elegant room was Eiffel's private escape, furnished with velvet sofas, paintings, and even a grand piano. He used it to host scientists, politicians, and celebrities, including Thomas Edison. For decades, the apartment was off-limits to the public. Today, it's visible through a small glass window, but still inaccessible. And then there's the strangest tale of all. A woman named Erika Eiffel, a former U.S. Air Force member, made headlines when she declared herself married to the Eiffel Tower in 2007. She claimed a deep emotional bond with the monument and held a private ceremony beneath it. Strange, yes, but it only adds to the legend. The Eiffel Tower isn't just made of metal, it's made of mystery. Today, the Eiffel Tower welcomes over 7 million visitors every single year, making it one of the most visited monuments in the world that requires a ticket. There are 3 viewing platforms, each offering a unique experience. The first and second levels feature shops, cafes, and fascinating exhibits on the tower's history. But it's the third level, nearly 300 meters up, that steals the show, a panoramic view of Paris that stretches all the way to the horizon. The best time to visit? Late spring, when the weather is pleasant and crowds are manageable, or after sunset, when the tower sparkles every hour on the hour, thanks to its 20,000 golden lights. It's a magical moment, like watching the Iron Lady dance. And around the tower, the experience continues. Enjoy a romantic Seine River cruise, relax in the vast Champs de Mars gardens, or indulge in fine Parisian dining just steps away. A visit to the Eiffel Tower is not just about climbing to the top. It's about feeling the heartbeat of Paris. So now we ask you, if you stood at the base of the Eiffel Tower, looking up at its soaring iron frame, would you brave the 1,665 steps, or glide up in the lift to the top of Paris? Once at the summit, would you pause to take in the breathtaking view, or go searching for Gustave Eiffel's secret apartment, hidden in plain sight? And tell us, do you believe the Eiffel Tower has revealed all its secrets? Or is it still hiding stories, waiting for someone like you to discover them? Let us know in the comments. Would you visit the Eiffel Tower? The Eiffel Tower, more than a monument, it's a mystery in the sky.